This is some of the worst design I have ever seen in a horror game. What's up, everybody? My name is CoalFire, and welcome back to the Call of Cthulhu. Now, I spoke kind of at length with one of the developers after recording yesterday's episode, and this morning I had to ask whether or not the stealth gameplay is going to be a majority of the rest of the game. And luckily, to my extreme relief, that everything that we saw in the last episode was the largest, longest, and most stealth-focused part of the entire game. So, I don't think we're going to be seeing a ton of that for the rest of the game, which, honestly, pretty excited about, because so far that was easily the weakest level of the game so far. But, we just saw Francis get brutally murdered by some ethereal entity, and yeah, Officer Barbrady is somehow still alive. We're hallucinating and shit, but let's just, we're probably gonna get the loading screen anyway, as is, tradition, I guess. Pierce and Officer Bradley follow the intruder to a secret meeting place of Followed the intruder to the secret meeting place of a cult and net where Hawkins. Oh shit. Are we gonna be back in the asylum? Because I quit from the loading screen last time. Let's go. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna be right here again. Jump cut. Yay, another loading screen. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man named Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Okay, did we actually see Colden on the way out? What are we looking at here? Tentacles? Hi there.
Who goes there?
Ooh. Another dreamy dream. Okay.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
No, you don't. You don't need a drink. Last time we hit... Oh, it's daytime. Hey, this actually looks kind of nice now that there's light. I mean, it still looks like shit, but it looks nicer, I guess.
You're alive. You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like garbage.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Okay.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
How are you still alive?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Oh. That sucks. I'm so close to that too, aren't I?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
He's gonna have a
An
lot
art
of her
collector, you
paintings.
say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
This will
Very
affect my
well.
destiny.
I'll go to see
That's
Francis's
only
widow.
the second time
Perhaps
we've
I'll
seen
find
that
a link
so far.
between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Can we talk to Bradley about how the fuck he
The other
died?
night's events are still confused in my head.
Like, did we just see something that wasn't the case? And maybe Bradley experienced something completely different? Because we watched that fucker die. Oh, okay. So, I've talked in previous episodes about the, like, inconsistencies in, the voice lines from, like, microphone and editing quality, but I noticed in that one that there were some, like, pretty severe differences in tone. Like, it felt like they were meant to be parts of different conversations. Like, it didn't feel continuous. It felt like two parts of two different conversations with the tone and urgency of the voice. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow: Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes into his house to speak to his widow about the shambler. This unfortunate man mentioned he died before he died. Oh, I don't actually get to go to the house myself?
What
That's
can
kind of
I
a
do
bummer.
for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
I like her hairdo.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well,
Hi,
look
Cat.
who's here. You know each other. Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker.
Cat Baker.
This way,
Okay.
Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
She seems pretty calm for somebody who just lost her husband.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about.
There's a typo in
Sarah
the
Hawkins and
subtitles
her
there.
paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack?
Is
What
this
happened?
not the first time that it's happened? Oh, man. Is it possible for me to have these maxed right now?
I
Yeah.
expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your
Oh,
illusion,
that
sir.
fuck. That
I had
came out
long
wrong.
months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, At least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured,
God
however,
damn.
my anger is real. I need
That-
to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
That was a huge case of the, like, dialogue coming out very, very different than I had intended it to. I was like, I just wanted to say, like, you seem to be taking this pretty well, and it sounded like a fucking accusation, like, you're not very upset. Did you fucking murder him in front of me without me being able to see you? I don't know, that was a little weird to me. And there was a typo in the subtitles, during that last bit. Well, fuck, I just want to take, like, the middle ground now.
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
So now she's just pissed at me.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
I would really like to.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
So, after my brief criticisms of the dialogue there, I will really say, or I'll say that I really, really like the fact that conversations have a very natural flow to them. And it's nice to see a game with some, like, conversational role-playing aspects that isn't just about exhausting every bit of dialogue. That, like, when you make a choice in the conversation, that's where the conversation is going. And it's not just a menu to bring back up, like, oh, well, let's exhaust every little bit of dialogue. So I really like that about this. I really like that. That's something that a lot of, like, story-heavy games like this get very, very wrong. And this is doing a fantastic job of that. So,
Did she really care for him after all?
dear madam, I acknowledge the receipt of the letter in which you determined the body of your deceased husband. Oh, in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return this body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend to you my deepest condolences, Thomas Fuller. What a cunt!
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh, that's the Shambler. Okay. Oh? What the fuck? Okay. Teacup? Cup of tea? Need a cup of tea.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
How can we assume that that was... Oh, because the picture had her here as well. Duh.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Maybe that the painting was, like, legitimately connected to whatever it is that she painted?
A house of artists.
Okay. And I haven't played piano in a while.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
I want to go see the actual painting. All right, what? Oh.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Because it fucking tore her apart.
She
Tore her
first
life
refused
apart.
to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Oh. Shit.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Why do I have a oh, medicine. Yay. Wonderful. It is a little strange to me that these, like, progressions are built into finding items, but, you know, that's just me. It does truly encourage you to look around the environment, and there is quite a bit to
Let's
find,
see
though.
what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
An audio recording that Francis Sanders left from his wife, for his wife, Irene. Yep. Ma'am, can I get into the room, please? Might be beneficial to my investigation. Oh. What's up, cunt?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
What is... Oh. Is that like an archaic term for American Indian? Like Native American? Oh.
I could use one of those.
Literally the first time I've ever heard that term before, but I like it.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. Oh, loud. Oh, loudy loud. Strength. I just forced that open? Key to the Sanders Gallery. Wonderful. Do you read the book? Read the book. Malleus Bestarium, Volume 2. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Yeah! Got some more occultism. Did we level that up? Yeah, we leveled it up. Okay. Why does it say that I need like 6 CP before the next one? So we have spot hidden already. Yeah, I want to do psychology next. 4, 6, none. God damn it, I gotta validate. Yes, there we go. What? Okay. Yay, more medicine! Did we actually just level up medicine? No, damn it. Okay, so I think each one of those is worth 1 CP. Okay, well, I didn't really want to talk to you.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I don't know whether to be, like, amiable or straightforward with you. 'Cause, like, I want to know more about you, but at the same time, like, you've been such a bitch.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
Oh.
And you, what brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Can I actually answer that and say no? I like Fitzroy a hell of a lot more than you. Oh no. Oh no, we have the ability to hide
These
in here?
artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Jesus. Dude. Of course the dude that we watched die in front of us is a crazy art collector for a lot of stuff in context. Maybe a little convenient, but, you know, hopefully we see how it all plays out. Well, it's really cool, though. The number of unique models in this game
The man transforms an
pretty
entire
impressive.
wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Yeah, what the fuck would you do if you had a manor that big? I might do that. That actually sounds
Why
really
was he
cool.
so interested in old weapons?
I'd probably get some, like, original Giegers and Wyszynskis. That'd be awesome. And it would have just about the same feel of this, too. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I feel like I really need to... Oh, lamp oil. I want to, like, exhaust everything before I try and progress. You know, adventure game logic, I guess. Doesn't seem like there's anything else I can do in here. Main doors?
The public entrance to the gallery.
Oh! That's cool. And, boo. Alright, why do I have a feeling something spoopy's gonna happen here? Maybe? Hold it! Oh, yeah. Oh, I like him. Hi there, buddy. Oh, you're kind of cute in like a twisted, disgusting monster kind of way. Oh, I just want to give him chin scritches. Is that a bad reaction to have to a monster in a game like this?
What the hell was that?
That was the Chandler. Now we can see him. Whoa. Like... Oh, if I have any kind of line of sight on him, do I start to panic? Let me see. I know this really kills a lot of the tension of the game, but... Hi there, bud. Hi. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what his mechanics are yet, but... Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. So...
What the hell was that?
It was Captain McSpoopy Bum. So let's work our way this way. And that definitely, like, just by the animation in and of itself, it seemed very similar to what we saw from Francis dying. The way he was lifted up and kind of thrown about. And so is there actually, like, something that I'm supposed to be doing in here? Am I just waiting this fucker out, or... It does seem like I am panicking. Okay, my panic is getting worse. Oh, god damn it. He saw me. What am I supposed to be doing? Okay, so I have to fight it somehow? Do I have to, like, open up the blinds or something? Is it averse to light? It does suck that I have to skip that every time and this animation plays, but...
What the hell was that?
You know, we'll deal with it. Okay, so these have all kinds of, like, funky biscuits on them. what am I supposed to be doing right now? Like, lighting candles or something? Let's see what happens here. Because at this point, the game is kind of forcing me to experiment. And because of that, it is losing a lot of its tension with the horror aspects of it. So, consult diary? Shambler's a painting. Okay. Sanders and Hawkins were close. Okay, Pierce, Darkwater. We have a lot of people in here. Clues. No. Yeah, chapter 6 is fine. Okay, Occult. Art, St. Brendan. Dimensional Shambler. The Dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keep it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it's in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it. Wait. You just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor yourself in your dimension and allow you to rip you wait. Oh. So what, do I have to, like, not look at it? Men will gather knowledge, though, through the lines dictated to me by the great old ones, but also in other volumes. Their visions that assail me whisper the names of and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon the Malus Monstorium, repository of all anatomical, cosmic, and dimensional knowledge, will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most cursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of the parallel dimension.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, so what am I supposed to be doing? Because it seems like if I look at it, I start to panic. Yeah, like every time I see him, like he sees me. So I guess it's just run around a bit. Hide to hide in a closet, press A. Yeah, okay, that's cool and all, but like what does this do for me? What's my goal here? I just wait here for a little bit, and then I pop out. Because I don't have any way to track him? What's this? Lamp oil. Why would I use a lamp in here? Last time I used it, it just drew attention to myself. So, do I need to, like, not look at it for a specific amount of time? Is that why he tore his eyes out? Like, is this just a waiting game for the light to come back in and the dimensional rift to close? It's definitely getting lighter in here. Is this literally just a waiting game? I'm real fucking confused, mate. Well, I guess I'll just, like, hop back in the closet then? I don't know, and wait it out, I guess? It seems like the longer I'm in there, the more I start to panic. So...
I can't even touch it.
Okay, so I can't leave via the door. Really? Resume game? Okay. Case, examine the Shambler. Sanity, mental trauma. Okay. Places occult. You just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself to your dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. So, what am I supposed to... Really? Like, I would really like some guidance here. Yeah, this is fucked up too.
No way out. No choice. I must get there.
How though? Okay. God damn it. Oh man. Like, when the game wants to be a story-driven investigative thriller, it does a really good job. It does a really good job of it. Like, the audio and the dialogue's a little funky sometimes, and there's some typos here and there. But, like, as soon as the game tries to be a horror game in a very generic sense, it falls really fucking flat. There's exceedingly little direction in how a player is supposed to deal with the situation, and the frustration of experimenting, dying, and repeating is where horror games are at their worst, truly. Because when you realize that death has no consequences, no impact on the situation that you're in, it loses all meaning. It's just like, okay, well, I guess here goes another try. And I don't know, it's difficult to give a shit when...
What the hell was that?
Okay, so that was objective completed. So let me just fucking so am I supposed to like destroy the painting or something? Or were we just too busy talking about it? Okay, cool. Oh man, this is getting really annoying. Okay, so I feel like I need to like lure it away somehow. But again, like we talked about in the last section. Oh, hi there, buddy. How are you? Go ahead. Let's just get this shit over with. Can I run away from you? Am I faster than a cross-dimensional being? Oh my god, that actually worked. Oh, that's stupid. That's really stupid.
That thing
came
out of this painting. There has to be a link.
Oh, what are you?
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to?
Oh, we saw it. We saw it earlier. Where is the fucker? We saw the dagger over here. Right? Don't worry, I'm just gonna give him the slip real quick. I'm gonna be real honest with you. The fact that I can outrun this motherfucker, it's pretty stupid. It's pretty stupid. Like, I can suspend my disbelief. About there being, like, cross-dimensional beings and the old gods and all that, but the fact that I can outrun that guy, that's pushing it a little too far for me. Okay, so I need to get the clue, right? So let's
Is
just
this dagger
yeah,
part
cool.
of
Back,
Sanders' collection, or
and
is he
then
seeking to
let's run back over here. We're gonna start getting chased again. We're just gonna run around this way. Here. Maybe back over this way. Okay, did we actually lose him? Didn't we see that dagger? Yeah!
Maybe I can use this dagger.
Okay, so can we actually attack him? Okay, so now we're given combat mechanics without like any tutorialization on the combat. This is the first time we've had a weapon in the entire game. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna run for it. And we're gonna break this.
Down.
We're gonna grab
I
that.
can use this dagger.
Okay, so that's a lean. Okay, I can press B. No. Y. No. A. Oh. Oh, this is so stupid. Let's see. Controls. Gamepad. Run. Shoot. We don't have a shoot. When have we ever had a gun? Whatever. All right, let's just go through the cutscene again. Like, this has to be something that the developers know is going to happen.
What the hell was that?
Over and over again. The fact that the cutscene plays and then that animation plays again every single time. I don't know. That seems like a pretty big oversight, especially in a section where it's the first time that we're introducing both an interactive monster and combat. So, like, why do I have a feeling that this is gonna be some stupid interaction where I wait in here, but I have the dagger so I can stab him in the face when I don't have any sense of recourse. Oh man. This is really happening. This isn't like a joke. This feels like something out of a 2-day horror game jam with better graphics and voice acting. But this is like some serious like no-nos in terms of fucking horror game design, and personally in game design in general. Like, we get this dagger, which now we know is the way to deal with this situation. I don't have any, like, I'm just smashing buttons and there's no way to attack. Like, am I supposed to sneak up on it? There's no clues. There's no, okay. Oh my god.
What the hell was that?
Yep, cool. All right, I think the game pauses, so,
Is this
all right.
dagger part of Sanders' collection?
Yeah, the game pauses
or was
when I
he
do
seeking
this.
to acquire it?
So, from possessing the talents, far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. So, it seems very important that, like, can I reload the last checkpoint? Like, before no. Oh, that sucks. Okay. It seems important that I find the dagger before this shit starts happening. Or at least know where it is. Because, like, now that I take a second look at that, it might not actually be... It might not actually be that way. Okay, so... No... Maybe? Probably not. No. There it is.
Down. Maybe I can use this
This is getting to the point where...
What the hell was that?
I think I can honestly say, with very, very little to no hyperbole, this might be one of the, like, most poorly designed sections in a pretty professional horror game that I have ever played. I've played a lot of fucking horror games. This is just bad in a lot of different ways. So is this looks like it might be the one. No, there it is. Okay. Okay, so how do I attack with it? There's no way to attack. There's literally no way to attack. All I can do is block. So, now that we know where it is and we get to skip this and watch this again,
what the hell was that?
So it makes the most sense just to lead him over this way. Hope that he didn't. Okay, well, he's right there. So it was this one, right?
Damn.
Okay, so
This
all we
dagger
can do is block.
Looks different.
I can lean. I can press A, X, Y brings up my light. B crouches. Nope. Okay, blocking doesn't do anything. What am I supposed to do here? Really, what am I supposed to do? The game has not given any indication besides, here's a drawing of a dagger. Like, am I supposed to sneak up on it? I'm not supposed to fight it, obviously. So, like, I'm thinking, let's attract its attention. Let's come down this way. So we want him to come... Oh, god damn it. Okay. Might have to run in another loop. But somehow we're still faster than everything this game has thrown at us. Okay, he's still over there. So let's smash this. Grab that.
This dagger looks different.
Okay, so now that we have the dagger of Mehrunes Dagon from Oblivion, let's try and lose this fucker. Can I use this? Nope.
I can't even touch it.
Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is fucking awful. This is so bad. Oh, man. This is my last try. This is my last try.
What the hell was that?
Alright, since there's no consequences
Is this
to being
dagger
seen.
part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire?
Cool. So now that we've seen that, can I open up clues? Dagger. Okay, that's just exactly the same thing that we saw last time. Yeah, so that's the one that we keep picking up. That's awesome. We know which one it is. We know where it is. It's nice that it doesn't, like, randomize the location like a douchebag every time. But, like, just, I don't know. I really don't know what the game wants from me. It's given little to no indication in terms of, like, tutorialization. Oh, it's still on us. Can't pick that up. Okay, that's lamp oil. Okay, cool. So we lost him. Now... The problem is, like, I can't even look at it without it... Right? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, so... Am I supposed to sneak up on it and give it a stabby stab? Like, oh, okay, I'm done. I am so done with this. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, this is going to be one of those situations where the progression of the series depends on whether or not I get an answer on how to beat this, because it's so frustrating, like beyond frustrating, like to the point where, like I said earlier, this is some of the worst design I have ever seen in a horror game. So, first off, we get, in the previous episode, some stealth sections that were not great. They were very, very minimal in terms of player agency. There wasn't much that I could do to affect things that were going on around me. I couldn't even throw a fucking object to, like, attract the attention of some shit. I had to run past the people who worked there in order to get their attention so they wouldn't be standing in front of where I needed to go. That doesn't feel good in a game where stealth is obviously going to be the only real gameplay mechanic. Now that we're getting into something that can actually kill me, and that I somehow have to defend for, like, am I supposed to go get the dagger and then stab the fucking painting? Is that the idea? Because if so, I only came up with that after trying that for nearly 20 minutes. So now, I'm gonna go try that.
What's the matter with you?
Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me.
You sure
right
you
now.
won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
The creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
Is that the box I opened? Wow. Wow. So, man, this is why it's so hard for me to get excited about games anymore, especially horror games. That was fucking terrible. Like, flat out, that was awful. And it's building on bad that we've seen earlier in the series. So the game has a very, very shitty knack of dropping you into a situation and just not giving any indication of what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. And I don't know. There's like some weird bullshit about, like, I learned how to do that over like a dozen deaths. And that's just shitty. That's just awful in a horror game. Because, like, I have a hard time being scared by horror games, the more of them that I play. And Joseph Anderson just did a fucking phenomenal video on this. Is that, like, death in these games carries no weight whatsoever. And yes, it would be far shittier if the game punished you, but it should be built around that. Like, there shouldn't be something that can kill you 12 times while you figure out how to deal with the situation. You should be put in the situation, be fucking terrified out of your mind, knowing that if you die in this situation, you restart back to like chapter 3 or something. And it should be goddamn hard for you to die, but it shouldn't be this like like the way that this game has communicated its goals has been so backwards and unintuitive, and just like going back to the asylum section caused distraction. Cool, okay. How the fuck do I do that? You wander around for a little bit. You find a machine. You turn the machine's handle. Oh, well, maybe there's something more that I could do with this machine. You walk around, you figure out that a couple of the switches are behind the locked doors, so you go find a key. Now, all of this is while you're dodging the sightlines of some pretty stupid AI, and in a situation where, like, most of the game's enjoyment, which comes from its storytelling, its intrigue, its mystery, its problem solving, is gone because we're focused on gameplay right now. But the game doesn't have any. It's like it's trying to be this horror stealth game without any decent horror stealth mechanics. And the fact that we just have to, like, lather, rinse, repeat with these shitty stealth sections and trying to figure out what the hell we're supposed to be doing, it destroys all tension and like sympathy for the character, because we know that every single time he dies, it's just going to be, oh, we're just going to respawn back to the last checkpoint. And there's no weight. There's no consequence. There's no interest there anymore, because there's no consequences to dying. And the funny thing about all of that is we're dealing with a game about Lovecraftian cosmic horror. How interesting would it be if every single time you died, it added up a little ticker on this sanity meter that we have already inbuilt into the game? We're dealing with cross-dimensional gods. How interesting would it be that, like, every single time you died was canon? Like, that's what happened to your character. And the more times you die, the more insane you go. the harder it is for you to shake off these like hallucinations of these monsters. But it all comes down to the fact that the death has no meaning. The stealth sections have really poor mechanics, and the game is awful at communicating what the objective is and how to go about it. Now, when we see games that are about figuring out what the fuck to do is like the main goal, then don't put us in here with a shitty monster that's going to kill us a dozen times. Like, okay, we're supposed to stab the painting, but first off, we're put into a stealth section where the only clue that that's what we're supposed to do is a drawing of the dagger that's out in the open behind the painting. So we finally work our way over there onto one of our infinite lives and figure out, okay, we're supposed to grab a dagger. I remember seeing some daggers around here. That's pretty neat. But it's fucking dark in here, and if I pull out my light, then the guy knows where we are. And, man, I've gone on enough about this. It's just a sequence of poor stealth sections that don't communicate what the player is supposed to be doing, how they're supposed to go about doing that, or even what they're supposed to do with the objects that are clued in. Like, if you give me a dagger against a monster, my thought is to stab the fucking monster, not the painting. And the fact that, like, I can raise the dagger to block makes me think that I have an attack that I just don't understand how to use. So, like, man, this is getting really bad. Like, the further and further we get into this, like, the more and more frustrating, irritating, and just poor this game is getting. And, this story better be fucking godlike, because in order to prop up gameplay that's this shitty, it's gonna be tough to counterbalance that. But this has been the Call of Cthulhu. Thank you so much for watching. My name is CoalFire, and I will see you next time.